Hi everybody, welcome to the Home Builders Authorization Study Guide. Anyway, as you know already, in BC you need a license to build your own home. I'm from Alberta. You don't need a license in Alberta. I built a couple homes, but you do in BC. The process is you have to apply. You get send them $425, and then they will give you an authorization to study. And when you complete, you apply for your exam. Now, the exam is 100 questions. You have to get 70 right to achieve a passing grade. So there's two ways of looking at it. It's very voluminous in terms of the material you have to cover. That's where I was kind of overwhelmed a bit with it when I was looking at it. So anyway, the process is they don't give you a study guide. They don't give you a manual. They just give you some bullet point titles to study, like Part 9 of the BC Building Code, workplace safety, gas safety, electrical safety, and all the construction stuff. And then there's also the legislation for the Home Protection Act. And that in itself is 30% of your test. So they do offer there is a course I found in Vancouver for 2 days, $800, and no guarantee you're going to pass the test. For me, being in Alberta, it would have cost me close to $3,000 with flights, hotel, and all the exact residuals. So I figured I would challenge the exam. So if you fail the exam the first time, they give you $375 back. And then you have to reapply, so it costs you $50. I figured for $50 I would at least see an exam and then have a better idea if I was totally overwhelmed as to what to study. So again, 70% is the passing grade, so 70% in my world is 100%. So now the Home Protection Act portion of it is 30% of your test, so 30 questions. So I suggest you spend some time on that, which is what I did. And I used one of these things to help me get through the Home Protection Act. This is the legislation for the Home Protection Act. It's pretty voluminous, a very stimulating read, I might add. If you have kids or grandkids and you want to read them a bedtime story and put them to sleep very fast, that's the one to use. So anyway, that's what I did. I went through that with a highlighter. The first time I didn't get a damn thing out of it. It was just basically a coloring day. And then I read it 5 times in total. Now, as I read it, each subsequent time I started to get a little bit more information and it started to stick. So, and what I gleaned out of it is that the act is basically mostly based at developers, builders, that kind of thing, not home builders, the small guys like us, but we get thrown into the mix. So it's well worth your while to spend the time on that part of it, because the Part 9 of the BC Building Code is 800 to 900 pages, and it covers everything from foundation to the roof. So, and you don't know what they're going to ask, and I didn't know what they're going to ask. So, I mean, I think it's overkill in a lot of ways, because there's the building plans have to be approved. You have to have structural engineers to go through your plans. Then you have building inspectors. All the checkpoints and all the people you use in building are usually certified. So I think there's a protection there to build things right. But anyway, that's what you have to do. So with the Home Protection Act, spend the time on that. And if you get 30% on that, 30% or 30 questions right, it means on the building part of the thing, which would be 70 questions, you can get 30 wrong on that and still get a passing grade. And that's the reason why you're doing it. I don't know why you want to build your own home, but I know for me it's a fun project. I can build faster than most people because I'm in control. And the cost, if you're hiring a builder to build your house, they charge you up to 20% for building, and they got to get paid. I get that. So, but you build for $400,000, you pay a builder, that's $80,000 of your cost. So it adds up. So And if you've got the wherewithal to do it, then go for it. So, but yeah, the study topics are, you know, workplace safety, gas, electrical, Part 9 of the BC Building Code. They give you a whole bunch of different areas to look at and bone up on. So, but anyway, that's what I did, and I gleaned on the internet as much as I could for finding out questions. I talked to 2 previous builders, but they had basically couldn't really remember. It's, you know, one and done. You got their exam and passed, and away they went. So anyway, exam day, you know, I got permission to write, and I got permission to write at home because of they gave you about, I don't know, 50 places in BC to go and write, but I'm in Alberta, so they let me do it by proxy on the internet. So, and you just have to have, you know, a room. You have to scan the room. You have to show them your phone, hide your phone, and then do a few things, and then you're ready to go. So I started with the exam. This is how I approached it. I just, you know, first question, read it twice, made sure I knew what they were really asking. I was looking for trick wording or trick questions, you know, what's false or what's not right, or that kind of thing, where you get, if you answer too fast, sometimes you get the wrong answer. So anyway, that's what I did. I went through each one. Now at the end of the 100 questions, you can review all your answers. You can go back from each one and go through one, but I didn't do that. I was pretty confident in my answers, so I basically hit send, and it went off to internet hell, and I waited for my results, so which is about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So now it took me 41 minutes to do the test. I wasn't racing. I was methodical. I thought I was going slow, but anyway, I was kind of surprised. And then after that, you get your results, and they basically give you new home registration form. This is what you apply, you put in with your building permit, which gives you the authority to build your own home. So now what I'm going to do with all the information I gathered, I've got 125 questions that I will send to you. Just send me an email requesting the questions to GaryTheBuilder2123@gmail.com, and I will send you the questions, and you can use the study guide, use the act and those questions, and you probably have a pretty good idea and pretty good chance of passing. Anyway, good luck to you.